All right, all right. What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. So, obviously, a huge day so far. We had a massive gap down. Let's go ahead and start on that weekly time frame and see what we're seeing here. So, obviously, guys, we have come down massively from the highs. And I want to point something out really quick for those of you guys who are maybe watching this for the first time or you haven't really been following the markets recently. Obviously on NQ and ES, if you look at the daily charts, guys, this is where it all started. And I know you guys know my model, okay, IFEGs and SMTs as well. But look what ended up happening here with ES, okay? What we have here is a higher high on ES, and what we have here is a lower high on NQ, okay? So there was an SMT at the highs in the market, and there was an IFEG right here, okay? This was the entry on the trade right there. Stop loss would be a daily close back above. And you can see that that ended up being what failed the market. So you can see the IFEG here that formed at the highs plus the SMT. That was the entry on ES. And then the entry on NQ again was right there. And you literally could have taken this down all the way. You could have taken a partial at the lows that formed here. Partial here, partial here, partial here. You could have partialed here. You could have partialed here. But the whole thing started with an SMT plus IFEG. I just want you guys to see that. For those of you guys who are maybe new and watching this now. But anyways, basically today is going to be extremely risky, guys. I am not going to be putting on any crazy size, if anything, because I don't want to get destroyed. And the worst thing you can do on a day like today, guys, is start trading with big size. I think today is going to be extremely volatile. If Trump mentions anything whatsoever that is significant to market moves, anything relating to the tariffs, anything related to the Fed, anything related to interest rates, anything related to anything of that nature, I think that is going to create some very big swings in the market. So you do not want to be sitting here on the sidelines, entering longs on big green candles, and then all of a sudden a massive red candle comes after Trump says something crazy. So be careful, guys. Don't do anything crazy today. And that is my number one suggestion for you. What I would be focusing on personally is waiting for big pullbacks. Right now, we do have this weekly order block that we did trade into. Obviously, we're wicking. And we do have this this weekly fair value gap as well that we traded into. So obviously, this is a very significant level in the markets. If we do end up sweeping this OB low, that'll also be another opportunity, in my opinion, to be adding for the long term. Although anywhere in this whole level, I think is good. But what I am focusing on right now is the Magnificent Seven and some other stocks that I've added into this watch list. These are all things that I'm looking to be adding for the long term. So, for example, Eli and Lilly, massive pharmaceuticals. They're trading into this volume imbalance. I have been adding this. That is something I'm going to alert in the on the trading floor as well. AMD, of course, we've been adding within the golden pocket and below it. Nike is something I'm adding as well. I think all this is. I mean, I wouldn't say that it's overblown because there is fears, obviously, with tariffs and how it's gonna impact their supply chain and their production and all their employees in Vietnam and all these Southeast Asia countries. Tesla, obviously, a big one that I've been adding. Wow, TradingView is lagging a lot. I think a lot of people are on TradingView today. I mean, this is just something that I add for the long term, guys. I think Tesla's going to be massive in the future. So, I mean, these are insane discounts from the highs we're looking at. That is not the highs. From the highs, we're looking at a 50% discount right now. Plus, Palantir, I'm going to wait on. I think this one has some room to go. I want this sell side liquidity at 63, and then I want this sell side liquidity at 58. Ultimately, my main ads for Palantir, if I do get it, will be at this 42 to 47 range. So that is what I'm really going to be focusing on, is this box right here. If we do end up getting down there, if we're lucky enough to get down there. Again, guys, the most important thing in my view is to wait and be patient with your long-term ads. And Palantir especially is in my opinion, a higher risk, higher beta name. And I think this needs a lot more room to go down. Nvidia, I know you guys have been hearing me scream. I've been this area right here has been circled since the highs at 150. Even before, like even around this 130 to 150 range, I said this is where I'm going to be adding with a lot heavier size. And I'm hoping to get a little bit lower on this, but I did add this morning. I posted this in the community that I was adding here, so definitely think that there is room to go to 75 if possible. But I mean, if you're not adding Nvidia when it's at 86, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like this is such a good discount that I just don't know what you're thinking here. And then, of course, we've got Amazon, which has sold off quite significantly. I think the forward PE on Amazon is the lowest it's ever been. So Amazon is, in theory, the cheapest it's ever been here since it's started producing cash flow, if I'm not mistaken. ASML, another one that's extremely sold off. This is something I'd be adding for the long term as well. So definitely be waiting for more discounts if I get it, but I mean, this is also an amazing spot to add in my opinion. All right, let's take a look at NQ here and see what's going on. So not really any fair value gaps forming here, nothing A plus in this leg of price, nothing here that I would be focusing on. Let me see if there's any other sets of equal highs here that formed. There's a massive gap, obviously, that formed. Let me put on my new week opening gap. Hold on one second. Rachel, what's up? Good morning. Good morning, good morning. I was just going over some long-term stocks that I'm looking to add because this is obviously extremely volatile PA and not something that I'm trying to be doing with any massive size at all. We do have a set of perfect equal highs right here that we could be targeting here, obviously, but there was nothing in the leg of price that I would have taken personally. This is way too small an IFEG to take. Nothing formed in here, and then all of this is just nonsense to me. So we do have, again, this massive new week opening gap that I would like to see hit at some point. I don't think there were any equal highs that formed anywhere in the charts from earlier in the week. There actually was a set right here. Are these perfectly equal? Yes, they are. So this is a potential target for today if we get a massive swing to the upside. But again, I'm going to definitely stay patient today and not be taking anything with any big size. Rachel, are you taking any trades? Any long-term ads for you? What are you doing? What are you focusing on right now in the markets? All right, so it looks like these equal highs are probably going to hit here. And not quite, and boom, there it is. So there's the equal highs. That's pretty much the primary target that I would see today. I mean, look at this PA, guys. Is this something you want to be a part of? Probably not. There's not really any high time frame draws. I mean, we could come up and fill this new week opening gap, sure. But I do not want to be caught in, like, for example, if this is a fake pin bar here, I do not want to be caught on this in the hourly, right? So I'm not going to be just randomly entering here hoping that this new week opening gap fills. Even though that's a potential, it's a possibility, like, it's just not worth it to me. Not blowing on my account is a focus. Yeah, I mean today, guys, if you are not even if you're newer to trading, if you don't have more than like 4 or 5 years experience in the market, even if you do, to be trading this PA today with what can potentially happen and whatever Trump is going to say, whatever Jerome Powell is going to say, I don't think it's worth it at all. What's up, Kay? Good morning. Good morning, good morning. I don't have a bias. We just hit the 50% FIB retracement on the last leg up. Yeah, I mean, if anything, my bias today is bullish because we do have a lot of PD arrays that we should fill. But again, guys, like today could be what I would like to call like a rebalancing. I thought the last 2 days were going to be consolidation days, but obviously they were distribution. They were continuation of a distribution leg. But you can see this was when Trump's Liberation Day was announced after market, and look how perfectly we swept, almost perfectly rebalanced that new week opening gap, and then we dumped. Referring to the monthly chart, hit the 50% fib. Yeah, possible. Of this leg of price, you're saying? Wow. Almost to the tick. Missed it by just a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm telling you guys, these markets are algorithmic, whether you want to believe it or not. Also, we have a monthly fair value gap that's right below us here that I think would be a good target as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this get touched. We have another one below us here within this OB as well. So do not be surprised, guys, if we do end up rebalancing these two legs of price. Another spot I think is worth it to be adding for the long term. Another thing I find hilarious, guys, you know, Jim Cramer was calling for a Black Monday. And look at this price action already. So, I mean, we're still down 1% after the big gap down from last night. But nonetheless, it doesn't look like the start of a Black Monday to me. And obviously, guys, that never happens if everybody is calling for it. So, but yeah, I would, again, guys, I would just be super, super careful today. Nvidia's back to 94, guys. It was at 86 just a few minutes ago. What's that move already? 9% move in a matter of like 10 minutes. That's wild. Wild, wild, wild. Um, Let me check the 4-hour chart quick. Yeah, so we're close to filling this 4-hour gap. It's also an hourly gap. We have an unbalanced 4-hour up here, which I do like. But again, guys, today is a day to size down. Or honestly, it's honestly good to be a spectator today. If I had to say gun to my head, I would not take a trade, personally. There's no news today. Anything that Trump says is going to make the markets move like crazy. So no IFEGs forming in either leg of price here. Again, this is that monthly fair value gap. This is the 50% of the monthly leg. So I think this will hit eventually. Hopefully we get it today. But we could easily have a big pump up first and then get something later today. So we'll see. But yeah, definitely would be sizing down today, guys, if it was me. Okay, if you're still watching, do you start work today? Are you going to work today? Nope, foam. What does that mean? Okay, so there is an inverse happening here on NQ, but I mean, there isn't a secondary manipulation leg, so I'm not a huge fan of this short, right? Like, for example, if we sweep this liquidity, I don't like to see straight up moves and then an IFEG without a secondary leg of price. So, like, I'd need to see something like this to go short. Where's my brush? I want to see something like this and then get an A plus short and target lower. So I don't like taking an IFEG like you see here. Number one, because we have little ones lower, but number two, there's no secondary leg of price. Oh, no. Oh, starting on the 1st of next month. Oh, okay, so you got some time. I am hoping, guys, that we do get one more distribution leg down here to target this monthly low. Because NVIDIA, I think this has the opportunity to come down lower than where we are right now. Somewhere within like the 50% of this low to this high. or this low to this low, sorry. This 83 level is a great spot to add in my opinion. Again, guys, I did add at 86, or whatever, 86.90, something like that. But I do want to add for lower as well for NVIDIA. So this is my main focus today, really, because this is in that ad zone that I really, really want. Tesla as well, guys. I'm just adding hand over fist. And Nike, I have added quite largely, but my averages are around 73. 73.11, I believe, was my last add. I'm going to be adding again if we can get into this 6-month fair value gap, and that'll be my second add for Nike. Google, another one that's so cheap. It's so hard to ignore, guys. We're in this 3-month fair value gap and we fully filled it. So, I mean, it's hard to ignore this, right? This is a spot to be adding Google for the long term. Amazon as well, guys, in a super cheap spot here. So basically, guys, today you should be kind of sitting on the sidelines as far as trading, in my opinion, and focus on adding companies that you want for the long term. You do not get discounts like this. It's very rare to get these types of discounts. So take advantage of this, guys, especially if you're younger. Who cares if the market goes down another 10, 15, 20%? You have to be adding for your long term. You have to be preparing for your future self and giving yourself the investments and the time. You have so much time as a young person. If you're under the age of like 35 or 40 years old or whatever, even 45, you guys have time to let things play out. Obviously, the younger you are, the better, but these are the times to be adding for your long-term positions. You do not get these discounts often. So what I'd be looking for here, guys, if I wanted a short, is a sweep of this high and then a rejection. But so far, we're not getting that, so. Let's take a look at ES and see if there's any SMTs or anything happening here. Wow, TradingView is lagging so hard. And the reason being, guys, is probably because everyone and their mothers is looking at their portfolios right now or looking at the charts. Look at this. Crazy lagging. Okay, so what I'm looking for here potentially, guys, is to fill this new week opening gap. If we can, then that would be a nice area to potentially look for a short. Or even if we get these equal highs right here, then we can look for a short after that. Wow, guys, this is terrible. So much lagging going on. Did ES... Okay, ES came back to life. Good. So yeah, I'm looking for... What was this? A daily gap? I don't even remember what this was. Was it a monthly gap? No. What was this blue box that I drew here? I don't even know, guys. I'll have to delete it unless it's a 6-month. Who knows what that is? All right, so I'm going to delete this off my charts, though. But yeah, I think that this is probably next, guys. We have that set of equal highs up here in green and the new week opening gap high. So I'd like to see this get fully filled and then sweep these highs. Maybe then we get another short. But again, guys, you have to be super, super, super confident with a day like today, and anything can happen. So just be very patient and don't get caught on the wrong side. by just longing randomly, because if Trump says something, again, we're going to see some big pumps to the downside. So I like the new logo, by the way. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. I think the other one was a little bit too like complicated. So this one makes it a little bit more simple. Okay, so there's that pump here that's potentially going to fill this new week opening gap. Okay, very nice. Okay. Beautiful candle there, and then there's the equal highs. Rachel, you should add me on chess.com. The checkmate trader. Guys, look at this PA today. This is massive. Black Monday, guys. Up 6% on the day. We are officially green on NQ. Imagine the people that listen to somebody like Jim Cramer and they try and short at market open on a day like today. Imagine shorting the market when we basically hit discount of the monthly range, like Rachel just pointed out today. Imagine doing that. Okay, let's look. I want to take a look at what Nvidia is doing now. Back at 96. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So again, guys, we have that massive sell-side liquidity sweep. And look at the bullish reaction after sweeping that liquidity. Now, do I think this is over? No. I think there is potential that Nvidia comes back down to the 83 and then the 75 range. Again, guys, they're not just going to let the market go straight down. I know that they did do a massive, massive move down on the daily. This rarely happens where we get only one set of pullbacks in this down leg of price. But I still think there is a massive potential for us to go lower, but also in the meantime, there can be massive moves to the upside. So this is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So we fully filled the hourly. Now we're probably very likely to go up to this internal high. And then from there, I mean, I think there's definitely a possibility now because of how massive this move was that we come up and rebalance this 4-hour gap. In fact, I'm going to keep that red line on my charts. This is the sell side liquidity that we swept the other day. Sheesh, look at this, guys. Crazy, crazy, crazy. My goodness. Okay, this 4-hour gap is coming. We should probably just long right now. That is insane. So obviously some big, big money is buying in this leg of price. Nvidia's back to 99. It was just at 101. So if you would have bought at 86 just 20 minutes ago, you could have sold at 101. Wild. Okay, so 1 minute order block forming here. Again, this is probably going to hit this 4 hour gap now. So if you guys want to scalp, by all means, but again, super risky. And boom, there's the 4 hour gap. Rachel, I noticed XRP and NASDAQ move together. Yeah, they could. I mean, a lot of things are correlated to the NASDAQ. I mean, Bitcoin used to move almost identical to the NASDAQ, but there's been a slight decoupling, I guess they would say. But yeah, look at this buying pressure, guys. This is crazy. Okay, so the mean threshold of this 4 hour gap just hit. Wild PA here. There is a set of equal highs up here. Could we hit this today? Maybe, but that's another. Let's see here. That is another 930 points. So guys, from market open, let's figure this out here. Let's just say from the lows, we've already moved 1,700 points. This is completely ridiculous. Like, imagine being in this price action, guys. This is crazy. I know it's very volatile, and I mean, if you're on the right side, you can make a lot of money here, but if you're wrong, you can get smoked. So be so careful, guys. But this is crazy. I haven't seen a move like this in one morning session, I don't think ever in my whole trading career. 1,700 points, guys. This is ridiculous. Okay, so we just hit the mean threshold of this IFEG, of this 4 hour gap. And now we are creating a 1 minute inverse. This actually doesn't look like a terrible short to target this low. Do I want to be a part of this? Honestly, no. But if you guys want to try a scalp, again, this IFEG move from here is a 200 point move. This is what you would expect in a whole day of price action on a good day. So be so careful here, guys. Please. Again, I do not want to be part of 200 point swings on one IFEG. That is wild. So definitely, guys, be careful. Please, 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 please. And the amount of lag that we're getting today, too, is crazy. Like my charts aren't even loading. Okay. So the hourly got almost fully filled, mean threshold. And then here's the rejection, obviously. Bruh, I can't even change time frames. This is wild. Sorry, guys. There's so much lag here. Major, what's up, bro? Guys, I'm so sorry about this, but I think a lot of people are on TradingView today, and it's complete causing crazy amounts of lag. So we'll look at ES for now. There was a 1 minute inverse that I called earlier, but again, this even on ES, guys, this is a it's only a 35-point move on ES, but for ES, that's a lot. What made you not trade this session? I mean, look where we are. This is like supposed to be the Black Monday, and look at the amount of points we've moved here. 1,700 points. And never in my trading career have I seen this in one day. Never. So I do not want to be part of a. This 1 minute inverse, in theory, normally is between 20 and 40 points. Okay, if you took an inversion from here, I don't know where you'd enter from, but just down to here is 244 points. That is the entire day's move on a good day. Okay, so I am not trying to get smoked here. This is extremely, the range is massive, so I cannot be a part of this personally. It doesn't meet my risk profile for trading. Today, again, so those of you guys who are just getting into the stream, today's focus is going to be adding positions for the long term. Things like Nvidia, ASML, Google, AMD, Nike, Tesla, Amazon, Apple. Maybe not Apple, but Amazon primarily between those two. QQQ, the S&Ps. These are the types of days that I'm looking to add for the long term. By the way, I'll be right back. Give me a second. How do you know it was going to be Black Monday? I don't, but when you see people like Jim Cramer calling for a Black Monday, and again, you guys know that the last 2 days have been 5% plus down days. When that happens, it's very rare. The last time that happened was in 1987. And then before that, 2008, I believe. But it's very rare to have 5% down days in the market. The VIX is close to 50. If you guys don't know what the VIX is, I'll pull it up for you right now. It's the fear and greed index, or the volatility index is actually more accurate. Ugh, the lag today, bro. It's actually pissing me off. So actually we hit almost 60 on the VIX, which is crazy. Now we're getting a pullback, obviously, but I think this is going to come back down into the 20s very soon. So I have open puts on the VIX. So once we get a dump on the VIX, I should make some good money on that. So already, guys, from that mean threshold of the 4-hour gap, we're back down 700 points. This is what you get on 3 days of PA, 3 days on great days of movement. In a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes, we got 3 days worth of price action on really good days. That's unbelievable. Like, I don't think people understand what you're looking at right now. This very rarely happens again. I've never seen this in my trading career. I've never seen 1,700 points of range within a morning session. Never. Not even close. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. You could do the opposite of his calls and make money. Of course, Matra. Of course you could. All right, so yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say, guys. If you want to be trading this price action, by all means, you can. But I'm telling you guys right now, you can get destroyed. So be careful. Don't do anything stupid. We are trading in this 1 minute this 1 minute bullish fair value gap right now within the new week opening gap. So if we do get this inversion, you can try and target this internal high if you want. Not really my cup of tea, but you could try it if you want to. I just want to look at the rest of the market here. Nike's still down to 55. Bruh, need to stop this lag. Tesla back down to 231. Eli and Lilly is something I am looking to purchase for the long term. Again, guys, I've said that earlier, but bro, this is such bad lag. We did just sweep this weekly sell side liquidity. Though this can be viewed as a change in market structure, I think this is a good spot to add. Edgardo Trejo, will tomorrow be a better day? Maybe, guys, but again, I've said this to you guys before, and I posted this. Actually, I'll pull it up in the Discord real quick. Where's the Discord? If you guys are part of the community, you'll know every single week I post a market overview. And I also post... oh, I not post the economic calendar in this? All right, I'll just pull it up on... That was a glitch in the Discord, but I'll just pull it up here so you guys can see it. This week we don't have red folder news on Monday, Tuesday, so I'm not going to be trading this with a cash account. Wednesday we have FOMC minutes, and then we have CPI on Thursday. So the market's going to move massively here as well. And we have PPI on Friday. So basically my focus this week is going to be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All those days, actually most of those days are going to be in the Discord. I will trade one of them on YouTube. But my main focus is going to be those days. And for those of you guys who don't know, the best days in the market I stream in the Discord. And then the rest of the days I will stream on YouTube. But I do think that there's going to be some really good opportunities this week. But you do have to be careful because these ranges are massive again. Like if you're trading with full size NQs here, you're gonna lose a shit ton of money if you're not correct. So I would definitely suggest trading with micros and not minis. That's the first thing. And number two is only take A+ setups as always. But with this type of a range and these types of weeks where the market is extremely volatile, you have to be so careful. Okay, so we're trading into this bullish 1 minute fair value gap. This bullish 1 minute gap, let's take a look at how big this is. This gap in itself is 250 points. Do you guys understand that 1 day of price action, the whole day on an amazing day, like an excellent day in the markets, this amount of points is how much we move. So I don't think you guys understand how big these candles are. Exactly, Matra. It's a 1.5% gap. Like, you guys don't understand. This move is huge. This is like the megalodon of the ocean. Okay, we get this once in 100 years. 10%, bro. We moved 10% in the morning session already. 10%. Do you guys realize how much that is? People that you're seeing live streaming right now that are trading this with regular size, number one, they're bullshitting you. Number two, if they're not bullshitting you, they're extremely risky traders, and they probably lose their asses most days. So, just letting you know. Okay, so if this inverses to the downside, I mean, you guys can try another short and take it down to this low. Would I suggest that? Absolutely not. But again, you can if you want. It could turn into an IFEG. Most likely what I think will probably happen here, we trade into this and then we dump and they don't really give anyone an entry and then it comes down and sweeps this low. And then I wouldn't be surprised if we do get this low again today. Meaning we get a round trip move of 10% back to 0% and then potentially fill this, again, monthly fair value gap and the mean threshold of this whole leg of price, or the 50% Fibonacci retracement, we missed by just a few ticks. So do not be surprised if we get that as well. But again, guys, I mean, we could also come all the way back up here and rebalance this 1 minute. But I am not trying to be a part of this with real size. No way. Chris, what's up, bro? How does Chris feel about this PA today? Wow, they are... I can't even edit my alerts, guys. This is how... Oh my goodness. I mean, I love this PA, but the fact that these moves are so massive are the fact that I have to stay out of this. And apologies, guys, if you keep seeing alerts on my screen. TradingView is obviously lagging like crazy right now, and I can't even edit my alerts. So, yeah. I took a trade earlier at market open. Wild. People that are trading today with their live accounts, crazy to me. Well, I hope you made money, bro. Yeah, I can't edit any alerts. So we're bouncing out of a bullish 1 minute and potentially inversing this one to the upside, which means that this high is likely to hit and then this high. Oh, sorry, it was on paper. Oh, you took a paper trade? Okay. That's definitely more, I mean, it's respectable if you take either, but you really have to know what you're doing on a day like today to be taking stuff on a live account. That is for sure. All right. So, do we form perfect equal highs here? No. We missed this by a tick. Yeah, I said this earlier, Chris, but never in my career, all the time I've ever looked at the markets, I have never seen 1,700 points. This is a 10.5% move from lows to highs. Never ever have I seen that. Never ever. Okay, now I wouldn't be surprised if this comes down and sweeps this low now, stopping everyone out who's trying to take this inversion to the upside. Again, for those of you guys who are maybe just tuning in, the main focus today, if you are young, if you're not like 60, between the ages of 30 and 40, guys, if you are that age or even younger, even better, today is the day you need to focus on adding long-term stocks, long-term ETFs, long-term assets. You rarely get these discounts in the market. I've said this before, guys, but we're down over 20% in the Qs and almost 20% in the S&P. That type of thing happens on average once every 6 years. The VIX is at 48. These are the times you guys need to be adding, okay? So your focus today should be adding assets for the long term. Every single stock that I'm adding for the long term, I have called in my community. So I'm adding all of those stocks, guys. Okay, so it looks like we're going to go down and sweep this low, like I just said. And then hopefully we get a full retracement and we sweep this low, target the mean threshold of the monthly leg of price, balance that monthly fair value gap. If we get into here, guys, I will be adding even more heavily. I forgot to post this, but let me sign into chat quick. So if you guys want access to the Discord, there is a free 3-day trial going on. I will pin it to the top. But yeah, if you want access to every single long-term position that I add, all of my option selling, all of my swing trading, all of that is available in the trading floor. So okay, so there's a woman inversion. If this was a normal day, I would say this is A plus to take out this low and potentially go back down to the low of day. However, guys, if you take this inverse right now, you have to understand that your stop loss on this trade is going to be a 1 minute close back above this fair value gap, which is a 247 point move. This is extremely risky and not something I'm willing to do. Okay, it's all about, you have to understand, guys, my model works, but you also have to be aware of the risk involved on the day. This is not a day I'm looking to risk 243 points. Okay, that's ridiculous. And anyone that you see, guys, that's trading this with full size is either paper trading or they're not experienced in the market. I'm telling you right now. This is crazy to be trading with full size. I don't think people understand the risk that's involved with this. And again, for those of you guys who are in the community, go back to my long-term ad section in the long. Just gonna look back and see what the category is actually called. There's a section under Checkmate Trader called the long-term stock ads category. Go to that and you will see every single stock that I'm adding for the long term. I'm not going to alert every single one as I add it, but you can see the levels that I'm adding them at. And again, that's my primary focus today. So we did just sweep that internal low. Anyone who got longed here obviously got destroyed. This right here, this move in itself will blow any account. Okay. If you decided to buy here on a pullback hoping we go higher and you didn't have a stop loss, this will blow your account for sure. Imagine adding here and you're holding till here. That's a 1,000-point move, bro. This will blow any account. Crazy. Okay, so there's the 1 minute inverse. Like I showed you guys, again, the low has been swept now. We're in this new week opening gap, so I mean, we can easily come back and rebalance it fully, meaning we sweep down to this area right here. Then maybe we can see an up move, who knows, guys. But my main focus, again, is just discounted assets here. Has anybody, I'm curious, has anybody taken a trade on a live account? Okay, so we're rebalancing the top of the IFEG now. Again, if you entered this, guys, your stop should have been to break even once that low hit. And then you would have taken a partial at that low and held the rest. Now, I think we're very likely to come back and rebalance this one, if I had to guess here. Exactly. Evan knows. Okay, me and Evan have been talking in the trading floor. Actually, I think he DM'd me. Yeah, Evan DM'd me and we talked about limit days and prop firms. But yeah, the moves today are massive. So I would definitely, guys, just be either extremely sized down extremely, but even a micro contract is risking massive amounts. So whether you're trading a prop, whether you're trading a cash, whether you're trading an eval, I mean, these types of days are the days that people blow their accounts. They quit trading forever. These are the days. Yeah, I decided not to trade because one contract would have been risking $200 more than usual. Yeah, I mean, yes, you shoulda, coulda, woulda, could have won, Evan, but I think it shows a lot more about you as a trader if you can decide to sit out of a day like today. Even though the dollar values are very enticing, you think to yourself, oh, I could trade buy right here and I could sell here and I could make 700 points no matter whatever that equates to on MNQ. It's still massive, but it's enticing, guys. But if you are wrong, you are going to get destroyed. Okay, do not be surprised now if we come back and rebalance this one. And then maybe we get a rejection from there to go continue lower. Who knows here? And what they sometimes they even do is they'll come close to the 1 minute, but they don't hit it and they just continue it lower. Guys, I wouldn't be surprised if we make a round trip move today, all the way back down to the lows here. Also, guys, if you're in the stream, make sure you like the stream. Please, it helps the channel and it gets other people to watch this. Again, today is not a day that I'm going to be executing with live accounts, but nonetheless, it's still important to watch price action. We can study it and see how it behaves. But there's the 1 minute fair value gap. So if you wanted to take a scalp from somewhere here up, you could. But again, there's no model here. I'm just trying to point out how the markets move. These are unbalanced areas of price called, these are called fair value gaps. So, wow. Woo. Anyone else have allergies right now? VIX is back up to 50, wild. Yeah. So this is not trading related, guys, but I have struggled with allergies for my whole life. But one thing I've done, I've tried medication, I've tried bee pollen, I've tried like everything holistic you can imagine. The number one thing that has helped me with allergies is getting rid of gluten. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but if you have tried everything for allergies and nothing works for you, try getting rid of gluten from your diet. Once I did that, my allergies have literally reduced like probably 90%. Like normally in this season, I'm sneezing so much that I can barely see. I can't even live stream normally because it's so bad. But once I removed gluten, it's helped my seasonal allergies like crazy. So try that out if nothing else has worked for you. If I can't help you be profitable, at least I can help you with your with your allergies. All I eat is gluten. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, if you it's up to you to decide what you want to do. Sacrifice your allergies or enjoy some pasta. Okay, so rejecting from this 1 minute for value gap. There's nothing in this leg of price that I like to the downside either, even though it's probably going to come back and rebalance this new week opening gap. Not worth it to me. See if I can edit my alert. Nope. All right, so pay attention to this new week opening gap, guys. Pay attention to this low right here and then this space of price. I wouldn't be surprised if we reject here from the 1 minute and come back and rebalance this. There's a tiny 1 minute FEG here that should be rebalanced as well, so pay attention to that. Crazy, crazy, crazy moves. There's a 15-minute FEG. Yes, there is. And we did trade into it by a tick. We have a 5-minute fair value gap up here that can easily come up and rebalance too, by the way, guys. Just a heads up. But again, know what days are good to trade. This is an extremely high risk day with an extremely high range, and you're going to get smoked if you, even if you are on the right side of the trade, but it goes against you, like intraday for just a period of time to rebalance something higher. I mean, that could potentially blow your account. So even trading with 1 micro. So just be aware of that. If you're trading with a 50K or a 25K account, one wrong move today can actually blow the account for you. If you're sizing incorrectly, even if you're sizing correctly, guys, your whole day's max risk can be hit on one incorrect move to the upside or downside. Like, you don't really have the luxury of holding drawdown on a day like today because of how massive the moves are. Okay, so we're filling this 1 minute right now. If we close above this, very likely these two highs will hit. But what I think will probably happen here, just because of the max pain that they're going to do today, is they'll close it above here. Maybe they'll sweep this high and they'll come close to this high and then they'll reject it again, come back and rebalance this one. So be super, super cautious here. So like right there, they closed above this fair value gap, swept this internal high by a tick. You guys see how they swept this internal high by one tick? Now, if we come back and close down here, we're very likely to come back and sweep this low and target this internal low here. In fact, should we just take this for fun? I'm going to log into a paper account here. If we end up closing, if this becomes an engulfing candle, meaning this full green candle closes completely down with a red candle, then I think that this low is coming back and we're going to target this 1 minute fair value gap. And I'll show you guys what kind of dollar figure you're working with. If you trade with one NQ right now, let's see what ends up happening here. So if we get a bearish engulfing candle that closes a full body below this green candle, I'll enter this short and target this internal low in the 1 minute gap below us. Let me pull this back. Hold on, guys. Okay, so this is the 1 minute inverse. And again, could we hit this high? Absolutely. But my guess is based on the manipulation of today, they're going to come close to this high and not sweep it and come back all the way here to sweep this low. Mitra says 1850, I bet. Definitely could be possible. Again, the only way I'll try this scalp, again, this is not on a real account, but only way I'll try this is if we reject this order block and we get a bearish engulfing candle that comes down and sweeps this low. Okay, so we're coming very close to this high now. Oh, we just swept it. And this one. And we just traded into this 5 minute fair value gap. So if we reject from here and get that down close move, then we'll look for a short. There's another tiny 1 minute here, by the way. Wait, 1850. Oh, you think we're going all the way back up here, huh? Possible. Yeah, we have this 1 minute fair value gap here that needs to be rebalanced. Whether that happens now or later, I don't know, but we'll see. What I'll be happy with today, guys, is if I can at least convince 1 or 2 people not to trade with their live accounts. That will be the end. That'll be what makes me happy today. If I can simply do that, I'll be happy. Okay, so obviously we have a 1 minute fair value gap here that's probably going to get touched into now. So this candle should come down and sweep that low. There we go. Charlie, good morning, sir. Charlie, any trades today? Or are you staying out with this type of range? Just got back from a doctor's appointment. Yeah, what I was saying, Charlie, to everyone who's in here is that today is not today. Yeah, I think most people would rather be looking at the charts than doctor's appointment, unless they hate trading. But today's range, Charlie, I don't know if you noticed, but huge, huge range today. 10% move, 1,700 points. So this is the day where most people blow their accounts, especially inexperienced traders. So we stay out of live accounts. I was not expecting the range to be this massive, but when I wrote the write-up on Sunday, so yesterday, and we had that huge gap down at 3 o'clock my time when the markets open on Sunday, I knew that today was going to be a massive range day. We got Jim Cramer talking about Black Monday. So yeah, just not a day to be sizing up. And even with one micro, guys, if you're trading on a 50K account and you're copy trading, you're gonna get destroyed. Even with one micro, guys, this move from here to here is like $150. This is normally like a 12-point move, $12 move, $10 move on a micro account. So do 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 do. Little darling. Do, do, do. So we have another tiny 1 minute fair value gap here that we could rebalance now. That might be why we're pushing up here. But what I think is probably going to happen is we're going to come back and rebalance these two fair value gaps and then maybe get another reversal. Let me look at the higher time frames real quick. Yeah, I mean, big wick that formed on the hourly here. Big wick that formed on the 4 hour after touching to that mean threshold. So we did end up touching into here, right? Yeah, you can see we touched into that 15-minute gap that Maitra called out earlier by a tick, and we moved higher. But now that we're in this 5 minute and bearish fair value gap, I mean, I'm expecting to see some kind of a rejection from it, but we'll see what happens. We have that little volume imbalance and a little 1 minute fair value gap right below us that will probably come back and retouch. Watching the market like a hawk with an eagle eye. Damn. All right, so this is not being respected. We're probably going to go back to down to this low and then probably come back and rebalance this little 1 minute right here. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. 99 points. So pay attention to this 1 minute fair value gap here. It's probably going to come back and sweep that. Premiums on O0DT are ridiculous. I haven't even taken a look, Charlie, but I'm sure that you're right. Do you guys see? And even though I have a decent idea of where the market is going, like I said, this 1 minute gap, does that mean that I'm entering anything? No. Okay. I've learned over time, guys, even if you're confident, it's not a good idea to trade these ranges. This is a day where you sit out. It's a no news day. Trump can say anything. So, again, just be super careful. And about to rebalance it. And missed it by a tick. So also, guys, you know the VIX is up. So this is actually a good time to sell options. So another thing that I cover in my in the trading floor is all of my option selling positions. So today is the type of day, guys, where I look to sell options on companies I love to own, whether it be Nvidia or Tesla or Palantir or Hims stock or anything of that nature, AMD, Amazon. When the VIX is elevated, premiums for options go wild. So when Charlie's looking at zero DT options to buy, right? He's looking to buy naked calls or naked puts. There's somebody on the other side of that trade who is looking to sell a position. And that person is getting paid a significantly higher premium because the risk is elevated today and the moves are larger. So you end up getting paid better premiums. Like, for example, right now you can sell the Tesla 165 May 2nd put. So that's expiring in just under a month. And you can get paid $500, almost $600 per contract. All right, there's the 1 minute gap. And I wouldn't be surprised if we come back and rebalance this tiny 1 minute here. Again, am I taking this? No. But yeah, if you guys want access to all of the option selling plays that I take, I've sold a few options today, but the main one that I sold was last week on Tesla and Hims. So the premiums are just crazy. Okay, so bullish reaction out of that one now. Again, I think this is probably still going to go lower, but again, am I going to be entering anything? Not on a day like today, guys. Do 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 do. Oops. What you guys decide to do with your portfolios is your own decision. If you guys want to trade this, by all means. I mean, in theory, guys, you can trade with micros on like a 50K funded if you want, but again, just super risky. So ES and NQ relatively correlated here. No SMTs that I'm seeing at the highs. Okay, so if this woman inverses to the downside, I would not be surprised if we get a sweep of this low and then we trade into this bullish woman at fair value gap right here. Not a lot of people are paying attention to that, but this could easily hit. So if you guys want to try, again, this is risky, but it's smaller risk than, for example, this woman at fair value gap where we had a bigger move, but you could target this low for the trade and you'd get a 1.85 here. Here comes the sun. Again, the only way you could take this trade, I would prefer to see this woman to get rebalanced, a rejection, close below this, and then target this low. So I'd want to basically see all the legs of price in this leg here get rebalanced. Then this is like an inducement for traders to enter longs. Wow, guys, I just caught, did you see that? I just caught a mosquito in my hand. Okay, that's the focus that I have today, all right? Do you guys see that mosquito on my ring finger? That's the focus I have today, okay? Big deal. I'm like a ninja. Wow, that's so nasty. I need to wipe this off. Hold on. I'm literally in the Matrix, guys. The focus I've got here is crazy. This is beyond Karate Kid status. All right. Wow. Big rejection there. Trump definitely said something here. Here comes the woman at fair value gap. Do you guys understand that I'm literally in the Matrix here? Who do you know that can do that? There's the 1 minute gap. That's crazy. Let's freaking go. What was the news, guys? Somebody look on X. Tell me what just happened. Oh, look at this dump. Yeah, guys, it was probably the fly. Let's be honest. Wild. It's random, guys. It's random. Now the new week opening gap is probably going to get filled. They'll probably sweep this low. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Ugh. But I'm just telling you guys right now, I am salivating. So I'm 28 years old, okay? I got a lot of cash on the sidelines that I'm basically waiting to deploy. And it's just going to be sitting in a long-term account. So these types of big red candles on the day like this, I'm salivating for these because these are huge moves. And when I look at assets like Nvidia, ASML, Amazon, these moves equate to hundreds of billions of dollars in market cap that I'm getting in discount on those companies. Like Nvidia's market cap just dropped like $100 billion just on this move right here. So every $100 billion that Nvidia goes in discount means that I get a better deal on the assets on the shares that I'm going to be purchasing. So again, I can pull up NVIDIA here quickly to show you guys. But again, you guys remember, and if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, I have had this circle on NVIDIA for months and months and months. When NVIDIA was trading up here between 130 and 150, I was calling that if we get this, I know it's a big ask, I said, but if we can get to this level, these are where I'm going to be adding. I added my first shares of NVIDIA this year at 86. And I'm going to be adding again at 83. I'm going to be adding again at 75, 61 if we get this sell side liquidity. But you have to understand we are at a major order block here on the weekly and the monthly chart. If we pull up the monthly, there's a big order block here. The mean threshold of the OB, let me label this in red, is at 83.92. So I'm looking for at minimum the mean threshold of the order block, but I'd love to see NVIDIA trading below 75. Okay, trading into this bearish 1 minute gap. Again, I think this is going to drive us lower here down to this. Actually, the sell side already got swept, but hopefully we get lower like this 1 minute OB, and hopefully we get back down to the low of day, and hopefully we get down to this monthly fair value gap. This is going to be another main target for me. Again, if you look at the monthly chart, the fair value gap is right here between this candle's wick and this candle's wick. This is a monthly chart. Every candle here is a month of price action. So if we can trade down into this and hopefully the secondary one, these are going to be other big long-term adds for me. But I've been praying for these moves in the market for a long time. Again, the last time I added majorly to my positions in any companies was in 2022 when we had the big sell-off. And yeah, so this is the next time, right? You want to be adding during bear markets, and we are in a bear market right now. The NASDAQ is officially down 20% plus. Mitra, big short here. I'd be careful because now that we've balanced this 1 minute and we've swept sell side, this could be an inducement candle and they can come back and sweep this high. They can come back and rebalance the one, then get a rejection later in the day. I would stay out here personally, but could be right, could be wrong. I will say, guys, that, so again, this is a system I've developed myself, and I'm not going to reveal the secret sauce, but you can see here these orange levels. These are, the darker the color, so orange and yellow are the most important. Blue is the second or the third most important. White is the least important, but nonetheless, they're still important. They still have a place in this model, but these orange levels are the strongest magnet for price, and we actually have one lower here. And I think that we're probably going to come down and sweep this at some point, which would bring QQQ down to 395. So I'll be adding heavier to my QQQs if we do get this level. But yeah, so I combine that model with IFEGs, and that's basically my model. Can I edit this yet? Nope. So don't be surprised if we continue lower here and sweep low of day, because we missed a very important orange level by a tick here. So I would not be surprised if we get another dump, sweep that low, and then again, it's not just because of those levels, but I told you guys we have that monthly mean threshold level here at 16,445.25, and then we have that monthly fair value gap here that also needs to hit. And also you can see here too, guys, if we go to the weekly chart, the 2021 highs that became, they were resistance, we broke out of them, and now they're potentially going to be support. So if you're adding at these 2021 highs, I think this is a great spot for the long term, anywhere in this general level. Little darling. Do, 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 do. Is there a 3 month order block on NQ? Let's pull up the 3 month chart. Yeah, I mean there's a smaller one here and a massive one here. So we're trading at the order block's high, but don't be surprised, guys, if we end up trading in somewhere within this range. These are the 2022 lows. The last time I added in the markets was here. And from there, if you guys recall, let me check real quick. We were down at the lows 37%. So remember what happened? So I started adding at 20%. We got down to 37, and look what happened after that, guys. So if you just focus on adding when we have these massive down moves, these are the times to add for the long term. Don't know how else to put it to you guys, but do you think we get a recession this year or next? To be honest, Mitra, I don't care. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not trying to predict whether we have a recession. Every economic, every economist and analyst out there is going to tell you, in hindsight, that we had a recession. Nobody's going to know exactly when it's going to happen, how deep it's going to be. It really doesn't matter to me. All that matters to me is the discounts that I see on the charts. Recession is just a word, just like any other word in the English language that they use to identify something they believe to be true. Doesn't matter to me. People were saying there was a recession when Biden was in office in 2022, and then they went back and said, oh, actually, there wasn't a recession. There are people arguing about it. It's just nonsense. It's all fugazi. It's a fugazi, it's a fugazi, it's a woozy, it's a wazi. I think I got that. I think that's from Wolf of Wall Street. What's his name? Damn, I forget that actor's name. You guys know who I'm talking about? Leonardo DiCaprio's boss in the beginning of the movie that he goes out to dinner with. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey. There you go. That spelling is wild, bro. Why are my macro times not showing up? Oh, they are. So the next macro time is at 11:50. Um, I think I'll stay on until the 11:50 macro, guys, and then I'll be done for the day. Again, keep your eye out on all of the discounts that you get for the long term. All these companies right now that are worth hundreds of billions and if not trillions of dollars, these are the times you need to be adding these. So that is going to be my focus today. If I do see something A plus in the on the charts, I will call it in the community under the live alert section. But again, guys, be very careful today. Okay, everything is higher risk. Do not oversize. In fact, I would stay out if you really have to to take a trade. Take it with a micro and have like a 1-to-1 stop and be done. But yeah. What are the most important macro times? I mean, personally, I don't really use any macro times apart from the first three that form. So the 950 to 1010, the 1050, 1110. These are the two big ones for me. But if the market consolidates in the morning session, which this is not a consolidation, guys. I mean, it is on the higher time frames, but it's an expansion intraday. 1700 point moves. If there's a massive consolidation in the morning session, then I will use the 1150 to 1210 macro for a potential intraday reversal to target highs or lows. So these three specifically, if you guys want them on your charts, next macros, Killzone's Cognito. This is the name of the indicator for TradingView. And I use the first three, the 950 to 1010, 1050 to 1110, 1150 to 1210. You guys are welcome to screenshot this if you want. If you trade the afternoon session, then these two are relatively important. But I normally don't trade the afternoon session. For my backtesting, guys, when I was backtesting frequently, my win rate on backtesting is about 70%. On actual trading, it's between 65 and 70. Just depends on seasonality, I guess, whatever you want to say. But these macros are my best times. And the afternoon session, my win rate actually lowers quite a bit. It's closer to like 55%. The afternoon session, for whatever reason, doesn't work as effectively for me. But I want to see what I can get for selling NVIDIA puts right now. If we take a look at NVIDIA premiums, to sell the 75 puts for 2 months out, wow, you can get almost $500 for selling the 75 puts on NVIDIA. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, guys. So actually, funny enough, not funny enough, the first option selling um, video that I've made is coming out on Wednesday. So if you guys want to get the basics of how options work, how option selling works, the first video is coming out on Wednesday. The first video is going to cover just options basics so you understand what an option is and how it works relating to time decay. I have a good example. I compare it to like sports events or horse racing. That's a pretty good way to understand it from like a 101 for dummies type view. And then the second video comes out next Wednesday, and that will cover how option selling comes into play and how I use it to generate income every month. So stay tuned for that. But that first video comes out this Wednesday, and then the more detailed video will come out next Wednesday. Um, yeah, guys. I mean, listen, the market has moved massively already. High risk day. What I would focus on for the rest of today, guys, is if we continue this kind of intraday sell model. Again, we could easily come back up and retrade here. From here, let's just see how many points that is. Just a quick 740 points to get back to this 1 minute fair value gap intraday is wild. If we get there, awesome. But primarily, I'm looking for low of day to get swept, ideally. Target that mean threshold of the monthly leg of price and then this monthly fair value gap. If we can get this today miraculously, guys, I'll call it in the trading floor, but this is where I'm going to be adding heavily to my QQQ and SPY positions. And of course, other stocks as well that are going to have lost an extra hundreds of billions of dollars to get the whole market back down to these levels. And again, I have told you guys what stocks I've been adding for the long term. It's in the long-term ad section of the trading floor. So you guys can look at that for your, if you want guidance on what to add. Again, do whatever you want. It's not financial advice. It's just what I personally am doing. But yeah, so I'm going to be paying attention to these levels. I don't think we need to stay on for this macro, but I appreciate all your time. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the Discord. Have a good rest of your day. I will be back on YouTube tomorrow, by the way. And then the best days in the market, like I said before, are going to be Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going to be streaming these in the Discord. And Friday, I haven't decided yet. This will either be in the Discord or it'll be on YouTube. We'll see. But regardless, guys, yeah, appreciate your time, bro. And I'm glad you appreciate mine. And I'll see you guys later on. All right. Peace, Charlie. Peace, Mitra, Evan, everybody that's in here.